Oceans cover 3/4 of the Earth's surface, holding 97% of the world's water. This, as a consequence, makes oceans not only be the host of the vast majority of life in Earth, but also makes them the main source of transportation of goods around the planet, contributing with more than $500 billion to the world's economy. However, this may change in the near future due to the acidifying rate that it is experiencing right now. This rapid increasing rate is a big challenge to overcome for all the marine species, especially the ones at the bottom of the food chain, such as phytoplankton. Acidification is measured by the pH scale. This is a logarithmic scale going from 0 to 14, where 0 means highly acidic, 14 means highly alkaline or basic, and 7 is neutral, just like distilled water. Over the past 300 million years, the ocean's pH has been sitting at around 8.2. Today, it is at 8.1. A drop of 0.1 has been recorded since the industrialization era. Even though this may not seem as much, it actually means that the ocean is now 30% more acidic than it has ever been, and this will keep increasing if we, as humans, don't start being conscious of our actions. In order to protect our oceans and to raise awareness about this major issue, it is important to take actions not only locally but also globally. Policies need to be carefully discussed and made in order to control the CO2 that is being released into the air. However, this is not an easy task. A whole system design approach is needed in order to fully solve this main global issue.
Mother Nature's own approach to carbon dioxide mitigation is by naturally consuming excess atmospheric CO2. When that excess CO2 contacts with water and calcium carbonate minerals, like limestone, it generates ocean calcium bicarbonate ions. Theoretically, this calcium and bicarbonate in the solution can then be released and diluted into the ocean, stabilizing the rapid increase of CO2 in the seawater. However, this process takes tens of thousands of years for Mother Nature to naturally consume this CO2 we are emitting today. So why don't we look at places we can biomimic Mother Nature? Places we can accelerate this process, generate calcium bicarbonate, and put that into the ocean. After a study by Greg Rao and Ken Caldera in Energy Conversion and Management, it was found that the chemistry behind nature's natural carbonate weathering suggests that scrub power plant flue gas, combined with wet limestone, can spontaneously convert CO2 to ocean bicarbonate. So, can we be more resourceful and productive with our CO2 instead of acidifying our oceans? A similar chemistry is already being used by power plants mitigating sulfur dioxide. When looking at this image, you can run the flue gas over a pile of calcium carbonate limestone and add seawater. Then, remove some of the CO2 from this flue gas and convert that to calcium bicarbonate, which can then be released into the ocean. Greg Rao, as part of the Institute for Marine Sciences, tested this at lab scales with a marvelous 97% removal of CO2 concentration, proving a possible mitigation to anthropogenic CO2.
Not being the leading cause in ocean acidification, however definitely contributing to the pollution, agricultural nutrient runoff is a growing issue, and with constant demand for agricultural expansion, it seems this issue may soon be a major involvement in the environmental threat. Factors such as addition of pesticide to crops and exponential growth of livestock has resulted in runoff of overwhelming nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus into waterways making their way to the ocean, thus resulting in marine life casualties. In 2011, thorough research was conducted by the United States Environmental Protection Agency in the initiative to generate suitable solutions to the nutrient pollution predicament. Some of these may include watershed efforts, raising awareness over an entire watershed to involve organisations, state governments and community groups to take action and promote the reduction of nutrient pollution. Nutrient management runs on the basis of applying the proper amount of fertiliser to crops at the right time of year, using the correct method to reduce the amount of runoff generated. Buffers and cover crops. The inclusion of trees and certain species of grass absorb any nutrients that may be harmful to the ocean and minimise the chance of soil erosion. The senior advisor of the Office of Water, Ellen Galinsky, presented a lecture at the Duke University representing the EPA in the efforts to alert the political community on the magnitude of this situation and to encourage action to take place before it's too late.
Raising public awareness of the impacts and causes of ocean acidification is crucial to encourage leaders around the world to take direct action through policies and legislations before it's too late. The European Project on Ocean Acidification, launched in June 2008 with a 4-year plan, is a group that took this disclosure challenge in its hands, combining the knowledge of more than 160 scientists from 32 institutes and 10 European countries specialized in different areas of marine research. This consortium aimed to report the changes in ocean chemistry and biogeography, determine the resilience marine organisms and ecosystems have towards ocean acidification, couple the results of ocean acidification on marine ecosystems with biogeochemical, sediment, and ocean climate models to have an overall understanding of its impacts on the Earth as a system, and to be able to predict changes, and evaluate the uncertainties and limits of ocean acidification, ranging from local to global levels. The findings were then reported to business leaders, organizations, and the general public. It also disclosed information to government and intergovernmental committees through science groups to insist on policy creation. A reference user group was also established, targeting relevant stakeholders to encourage strategies such as host system design and resource management to minimize environmental impacts. Its success led to the creation of the International Ocean Acidification Reference User Group, chaired by Professor Dan LaFoley, through which 2 important publications were produced: Ocean Acidification, The Facts, and Ocean Acidification, Questions Answered, that will be forming a crucial part of the Monaco Ocean Acidification Action Plan in 2011.